Aloha, everyone. I am recording this. We've got a not quite the fullest of houses today, but I was pretty busy this morning and I did forget to put out a notice that we were going live at 10 a.m. Something that I've gotten throughout the week that people have been asking me for. I am going to do another call about perplexity because that has been, it's come up a lot. And I've also used it a lot. You know what? The dog. Let me change speakers real quick. So, let me double click audio video settings, microphone. Okay, perfect. We're back in the saddle with my other microphone. So, um, what I was saying is I've had a lot of questions about perplexity this week and how I use it. I think the top three things I used it for this week or two things, honestly. One was using it to research something that I did not completely feel comfortable with. Someone was talking to me about an opportunity. They had done well with it, but just listening to it, it raised a couple of red flags. I'm not going to lie, crypto is one of the things that raises a red flag for me. I am not against crypto, but I am definitely a deep researcher when it comes to crypto. So, what I did was I put a screenshot of the program into Perplexity and said, research this platform and tell me how to become profitable with it. I didn't give it any bias. I didn't say, hey, is this something that I shouldn't be doing? No, I put it in there with best intention of what the person was talking to me about. And it ripped this platform apart. It said, don't put your money in there, be extremely careful. It identified everything that looked possibly like it was a problem. So that I think is invaluable. With just one screenshot, you can determine um, what could be a problem, and it goes out and does all the research for you before you invest money or you make a decision, especially if it's something that you need to make a decision quickly about, to have it to be able to do that deep research for you. And there are three buttons, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. So, hmm, it's gonna let me. I don't know. I want it to share this window. Share this window. Okay. The UX changed a little bit on me. So, all right. Well, it was a crypto exchange. I'll look at the sources here, and it was just the attachment that I put in there. Let's see if it'll pop up. So, yep, just an attachment that I put. Uh, okay, sharing all of this, so it doesn't matter if I flip back and forth. So, yeah. And so a lot of times you're like, oh, where did it look for this information? And honestly, there's a couple of people out there still saying that it's a good thing. There's people saying that it's a bad thing. You can look at the sources it used. Oh, no, I don't want to go to this UK website. Mm, I want to go to typing either or tiny PNG. Let's go back to Perplexity computer. So the long and short of it is it showed me where it researched. So I don't have to worry about the AI lying to me. And after that, I asked it about the sources because I didn't know if some of the UK sources were real. Um, and then I was sent a YouTube by this person to further evaluate the program. So what I was able to do was I put a link to the YouTube in there. When my computer stops freezing, maybe I'll be able to scroll down. But let's see. Is this one? So yeah, as you can see, the second thing I did was I took a screen capture of the person. No, we're also talking about, go back to answers, the safety of if you are using crypto, what are the safest ways to use crypto and to fund your crypto wallet to make sure your personal bank account isn't directly tied to the wallet. So we did do some research on Venmo. Um, so then I went further into it because it created a comprehensive red flag analysis. So it went through everything. So, but most importantly, I was able to put the YouTube link in there and it researched it. I also did a screen capture of that person's face because it was saying that most likely it was a avatar of that person. And it was also able to research the entire internet about that person. And it gave me everything about uh, them and who they are and if it's possibly fake. And again, all the sources. And okay, so then asked it to examine the YouTube video and it went through it. So this is something that whether you're using it for yourself or it's something that you're educating maybe a family member on, that you want to be able to be there all the time for them, but you can't be. And just tell them, hey, if there's something odd, and again, Perplexity has a freemium platform that if they're, and it's on your phone. So if they're just using it every once in a while to be like, hey, does this make sense? Is this something that is a known scheme? They can quickly put it in there and it will do the research. So let's start a new thread. Oh, um, and one of things, come back. One of the other things that I was doing in my school community, well, that you guys are all part of because you're here, uh, was the business audit. So what I'm going to do is walk through, come on, where did I put this where everyone volunteered? Here we go. So our next volunteer, and I put everything about Stefan's business in the community, but I want to show you how I did this. So, actually, I didn't start with Perplexity, but I did it side by side. So, analyze this business and tell me the top 10 ad campaigns that went vi viral for this industry. So this is going to help me later on when I use the chat GPT that's specifically for like the Where's the Beef bot to take a look at viral marketing campaigns and how to apply it to your business. So this is going to go do the research. So this is fast answers. I'm actually going to use the deep research on this one. And this is for the end. I will go into labs when I want to make reports for Mira on her business. So we're going to press the go button and then we're going to go over to Chat GPT and in here, I've used it a lot. Nope, got to go to my GPTs. Where are you, full market research assistant? And that's the great part, you guys who are seeing this. When I run this through the edit, if I edit it, it takes out all these blank spots. I might just, so I am gonna put break down the competition for, oh, put in her website. And there's also a break, do the research flow. But right now, Mira has a pretty established business. So I just want to take a look for her, the competitive landscape. How can she do better? Because she's already doing very well, but we want to see how she can do better. Mentions to watch. And Mary Kay, they don't consider other consultants competitors. So in this sense, um, I wouldn't consider this a competitor. It's more of someone that she can collaborate with. But for her to stand out and do something different, these are the people that she needs to actually um, to compete against. So this is more important, B. And then C, boutiques, and this a little bit. So now it outlines the opportunities for Mira. Where can she stand out in bringing Mary Kay to Hawaii and everywhere else that she's got a presence? But it's focusing on Hawaii. And right now, Mira already leans into this, and her personal touch is amazing. She's always doing one-on-one interviews with you to help you. So now, how can she strategically position herself differently? So it's already pointing out that a generalist may not be really focusing on the beauty and cultural needs of the Filipino audience in Hawaii. And this is where Mira can go back and really use perplexity to ask deeper questions about this and how to really market to that community. Trust, hybrid offer. She does a lot of pop-ups. I went to a brunch. This is probably the hardest part of the business, especially in Hawaii, because there are so many direct selling opportunities. So this is something that I would have the AI dive into a lot deeper for her business. She is amazing at service fulfillment because she is willing to spend the extra money to have everything shipped out here. She works with her team on that to minimize the expense. Um, but this is something that she can do to really stand out here in Hawaii. Like skin cancer is a thing out here. And one thing that probably as a brand as a whole, and what she's warned me about is their sunscreen lines. They do sell out and they're not reproduced until the following season. So if she can stock up on that, have more um, just stuff in her house, focus on it, and really niche into it, it could be a way for her to bring people in and have that exclusive offer if she wants to expand her business on Hawaii. Um, because it is a really big threat out here, and people are constantly looking at ways to mitigate ways so they don't get skin cancer. So things, again, we talked about this, and here's some recommendations for her. Double down on the niche and the branding. She is amazing at this right now. So having this blend of free and low cost product samples, hey, come to my free brunch. And if you want um, that you'll get free samples, but if you want my deluxe sample pack, it's an extra $10. And that could be a way for Mira A to increase her monetization, B, get rid of discontinued products or products that are near their expiration, but also making that person feel amazing that they're getting all of these full size products for a lower cost to make them stickier. She's already doing great with local events and partnerships, uh, team incentives. I do a lot with Mira, so I know she's got some great incentives, customer experience and differentiation. She does that already really well. And just keeping an eye. So, and this is where this GPT really does well. So, a SWOT specifically versus top competitors. So, we're going to have this GPT work on that. We're going to open, no, no, open a new window, new tab, because what we really want to go into, why am I forgetting the name of it? No, no. Okay, let's go back. And it's the brand comparison. Oh, no, 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 no. I want to do it in the new one. Do, 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 do. Come on, load customs. Please. Where be this is my shortcut too. So I look for things I know I've talked about with my custom GPT, so it brings it back up, and then I go into new chat instead of searching through all the custom GPTs. I don't like that it's still on 4. I want it to go, I wanted to use 5. Oh well. I have to, okay. So if you have a bunch of GPTs like I do, the easiest way is just put it on 5 in here, update it, and that way it's always using 5. It's a known problem with ChatGPT that it's really, really. Anywho, um, there, perfect. We switched over to 5. Now we're going to go back here and find out viral campaigns. So misconceptions is actually something that Mary Kay is already working on. So this is something that definitely Mary's getting education from Mary Kay about this. So let's look at some of the other things. So Dove's Real Beauty, uh, Fenty, which, oh, it's Rihanna's brand. I had never heard of Fenty before. Peptide lip shade, Body Hero, Kylie Cosmetics, and Cookie Crumble. This is something that is Myra does a ton of collabs. This might be an interesting way for her to brand her collabs with people. So this is going to be on a top one for us to look at. Education, she's already doing that. She already has her virtual reality. But how, and this, I really think Body Hero campaign that really fits into Mira's authenticity to see how she could copy that campaign. But I'm gonna put this in to our campaign decoder and see what it says. Decode this. Free cookies and a full size of the new skin tint. So as Mira goes to these different events, she can tease it on her social media, scarcity, um, because the freebies are only available maybe because her audience is small for the first 5 people. Pop-up events. One of the things they have, and Mira has an amazing social media person. Yeah. And something that she did over the weekend for the brunch, really, she's leaning into this already. So now it's asking why it worked, risks, oh, lazy collab, uh, gimmicky. Let's go back here to the original one so we can get some of the things from the breakdown. And I only have a couple more minutes, but we're going to put this in. And this is an example of how you can use a couple of not only language learning models to get your stuff done, but different um, custom GPTs because they've all got one job and you programmed it on that one job. So you're using it really specifically. And it's like with you, multitasking. Yeah, sure, you can multitask, but you get everything half done. If you're sitting in a space and you're doing one thing and you're concentrating, honestly, your stuff gets done more accurately in a better way. So, looking at this, hmm, ooh, floral lay makers, coffee shop partner, local musicians and dancers. So this is something that she could definitely lean into, especially as she looks at some of the new colors that have come out, um, that she can sample, things that would make sense for a giveaway. Oh, I like this. What happens when Hawaii's sweetest treats meet beauty that empowers? So a confidence box where she puts together products, mini Mary Kay products that are similar. So um, even for the last couple of years that I've been following Mira and Mary Kay, the Pantone has been more mocha. So honestly, doing things that are coffee based could be a really interesting collab. Sipping Glow, that's really similar to what she was doing for the brunch, but she paired it with a bingo event for people to win. Sample messaging, glow and treat yourself pop up. Not bad. So the community curator and confidence coach, this is huge out here in Hawaii. Um, Everything is based around community. So it really the when given the task at hand, it understands what Hawaii is about and how to position herself better in this community. So yeah, map out absolutely. I'm gonna say, but more mom and pop, less big brands. I really want to focus on women-owned businesses. Oh, Mochi Mama. Oh my goodness, I totally glow mochi box that she curates some mochi colors and flavors from Mary Kay and have those. on the website for pre-order because there are some things with Mary Kay that you can and can't do with compliance. And honestly, um, that's another great way to use AI as your compliance coach to put all your compliance docs into a custom GPT and run all of these ideas past your compliance coach to make sure, especially if you're newer, well, if she's going to Maui, she can bring me for this confidence cookie pack. This would be amazing. But honestly, there's a someone that does cookies here on Oahu that is basically just starting. So she doesn't have a place. So if we did a collab on that, it would probably be at Box Jelly, but that would be a fun collab too. Um, it's looking at Ando Cafe. I think we just had something there. Um, but even sipping coffee in Makta, there was a green that came out last season for Christmas that could be part of one of these collabs. So if she still has some of those eyeliners, that would be a great way to have a limited edition mocked-up pack for doing this kind of beauty and brunch. How to pitch them. Honestly, Mira's really good at talking to people and convincing them that her ideas are the best ideas. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay. So we're gonna do this even on the west side. Priority is Y and I. Probably butchered Y and I. So, and it's looking through Yelp, uh, and a couple of other websites. Spinner's Cafe, Countryside Cafe, ooh, Kahumana Organic Farm Cafe, One Love, uh, Bakery. That's a little small, um, but it could be something outside. Lilikoi, they opened a new location that is bigger, Cafe Kopi. Um, it is a couple that owns it, and I know they are always doing collabs, so that really might be another fun place to do it. And they have a lot of desserts. So, what I do want to do is take a look at the SWOT analysis it did over here before I sign off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this and might go a little bit deeper, but what I'm doing for you in this community is going through and doing these evaluations of your business for AI. You guys all have a referral link. So if you know someone who'd be interested in something like this, refer them into School 101, and then you're helping me and you're helping that other small business owner get a review of their business. weaknesses, because that's a lot of times we always see our strengths, but where could we do better? Hmm, yeah, that's not going to change. Hmm, recruitment stigma, that is something that I think a lot of direct selling brands could work on. But it's just, and it's something that you could go back and forth with is AI as your coach. And especially if you're going through, like, you can see here, I've got Alex Hermosi. Go with his money models, which the money model mentor is all with Alex Hermosi stuff. How can I remove this stigma in my money model? What can I do differently with it? So, over deliver on service and brand experience. She's already doing this, so this isn't definitely isn't a weakness for her. And yeah, teams, that's always, but honestly, in any kind of sales, you're only as strong as you are. And when I look at um, any kind of direct selling where they're more worried about their team supporting them than they are about supporting themselves, that's like the kiss of death. Cultural niche domination. So, according to the research, there's no one else doing this. She's got this on YouTube. She's already doing this. Um, she relies on Mary Kay's products, but she could do a couple of her own, and we've talked about this. And partnership, that's always, uh, we already talked about this. Uh, but I'm going to do one last deep dive on this. We're going to go back to perplexity. And tell me how I can use it to my advantage. Oops, didn't put it to research. So going to another uh, language learning model, I really, when it comes up with something, I really like it to research it. I prefer perplexities. Google has a deep research function, but it takes too long. Every time I use it, it's like half an hour. I never even deliver the results to a client because honestly, I went on to other things and forgot to check to see if it's done. This is something else in here that it does well. Um, give me 5 deep research topics based on this. So while it didn't prompt you for this, that is the end part of the full cycle market research assistant is the 5 deep research topics. So while it's doing that, let's pop back over to Perplexity and see. So absolutely valid. So this is some place where She could crush it. Women over 50 combined spending power of 15 trillion. So she's going after a market that has the disposable income for this. Now, here's something that we haven't come across: menopausal concerns. So, this is something else that Mira can lean into and research further. What are some of the products in the Mary Kay line that could really help with menopausal concerns? This is something that I've talked to Mira about too, and I feel Mary Kay. There's only a few companies out there that I really feel design skincare products for someone who is not pasty. Mary Kay is one of those brands. Well, not locally made, made in the US. Mm, Natural ingredients. I am not as familiar with the ingredients in Mary Kay, but something that um, an expert in Mary Kay could lean into: skincare over makeup. So this is another thing as she's building this community to look into. And yeah, Mary Kay is not K Beauty. So she's going after some consumer base that established brands. And Mary Kay, pretty established. She's on Oahu, so her target market is here. Mary Kay already has this, so Vera can lean into this. Doing having putting a survey out when she does do events. Her customer base here is already pretty big, but Mira also runs ads. So having these surveys in ads, research traditional beauty ingredients. This is not going to change what Mary Kay has to offer, but it can absolutely help Mira lean into the Mary Kay products that have these ingredients in it as they go into different markets. Mira's been with the company for a long time. I'm sure she could put in a suggestion. So, anyway, our time has come to an end here. I do have another event, but I will send this all to Mira and tag her in the replay so she can take a look at this. And I will put it into something that everyone in the community can take a look at to see if they can either share it with a friend that might need something like this, or you can put it in the community that you'd like me to do a deep dive for you, and I can do it as well. All right. Thank you, AI 101 schoolers, and I will see you next week.